so close to the water, knowing you'll never get to swim again. You know, sometimes when they let us in the yard, you can hear the sounds from the lake, the boats, the gulls, so close. No, you'll never get to swim again, Argonian. But don't worry, you'll be dead soon enough. That's right, you're going to die in here. Hey, you hear that? The guards are coming. For you. Wake up, kitty kitty. That's it. There's a rat in my cell, Kashit. A fat, tasty rat. Does the kitty want it? Is the kitty hungry? You'd better take whatever you can get in here, Kashit. They don't feed the new prisoners. Didn't you know that? First, they starve you. Then, they beat you. Then, if you're lucky, they kill you. That's right. You're going to die in here. Hey, you hear that? The guards are coming. For you. Pale skin. Snotty expression. You're a Breton. The masters of Magica, right? Nothing but a bunch of stuck-up snobs with cheap parlor tricks. Go ahead. Try your Magica in here. Let's see you make those bars disappear. No? What's the matter? Not so powerful now, are you, Breton? You're not leaving this prison till they throw your body in the lake. Oh, that's right. You're going to die in here, Breton. You're going to die. Hey, you hear that? The guards are coming. For you. Aren't you a fair lad? Your skin is so pale, so pure, and your body is so strong. Let me guess. A Nord, right? I bet you think you're pretty tough, huh? I bet you can swing a sword and everything. Well, it doesn't matter. Not in here. It does no good to fight. But don't worry. The guards always treat the prisoners nice.
Oh,
Right, Tilly?
oh, good.
Oh, that...
Okay. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can rustle me up a fat W. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Get the oh Lord. I'm getting that. Oh bless me. Bless me by the divines. My word. I got quite the crackaroni out of my backaroni. Now I shall, I don't know. Oh, I certainly don't know. Go to Crime City. Looks about right. Oh man. Yeah.
That's right. You're going to die in here, Nord. Well, well. Look at the elegant Altmer maiden. Where's your dignity now, huh? Where's that famous high elf poise and bearing? You know, my time's almost up. Pretty soon I'll be free, and you'll still be stuck in this rat hole, waiting for your execution. That's right. I heard some of the guards talking. You're going to die in here, High Elf. You hear me? You're going to die in here. Hey, you hear that? The guards are coming. For you. Wake up, pretty red guard. Ah, there you are. How do you like your cell, huh? Roomy enough for you? I can't even imagine what it's like for you. No more sunshine. No more open seas. Just a box and a dirty beam of light for the rest of your life. Bet you're glad it won't last long, huh? Oh, didn't you know? No one ever leaves this prison alive. You're going to die in here, Red Guard. Die. Hey, you hear that? The guards are coming. Oh, look. An Imperial in the Imperial prison. I guess they don't play favorites, huh? Your own kinsmen think you're a piece of human trash. How sad. I bet the guards give you special treatment before the end. Oh, that's right. You're going to die in here, Imperial. You're going to die. Imperial criminal scum like you give the Empire a bad name, you see. You're an embarrassment. Best if you just disappear. Hey, you hear that? Well now, a pretty little wood elf. You're a little far from the forest, huh? Looks like your days of woodland frolicking have come to a tragic end. To go from the gladed realm of Valenwood to a rat-infested hole like this. How very sad. Those walls must feel like they're closing in on you. Pretty soon you'll go mad, and the guards will cut your throat just to stop the ranting. That's right. You're going to die in here, Wood Elf. Die. Hey, you hear that? The guards are coming. For you. Hey there. You, kinsman. I haven't seen another Dunmer in here, and I don't know how long. Where you from, huh? Vardenfell? You got a wife back home? Tell you what, I'm getting out of here in a couple of weeks. When I get back to Morrowind, I'll look her up. She must be so lonely. Don't you worry, eh? I'll take care of her long after you're dead. Oh, that's right. You're going to die in here. Hey, you hear that? The guards are coming. For you. I must surely be dead, and in the halls of Azura to look upon such a vision. You are so beautiful, my dear Dunmer maiden. One of the guards owes me a favor, you know. I could get us put in the same cell. Would you like that? You should have some fun before the end. Yeah, you heard me. No matter what the law says, no matter what they told you, you're going to die in here. You're going to die.
Rather than try to make an intro segment where I go over some elements of the game and then attempt to segue into today's challenge, I will just tell it to you all straight. I just really wanted to play Oblivion this week, and figured I could make a video out of it as well. Plus, it has been a hot minute since I made my last video on the game. Regardless, for the sake of consistency, I will now ask the question, can you beat Oblivion with only your fists? The answer? Yeah, more than likely. But as I said, I was playing the game anyway, may as well make a video out of it. Also, I am leaving the difficulty slider where it starts, as pushing in either direction either results in everything becoming a damage sponge, or the game playing itself for you. With all that out of the way, let's begin. I was initially going to make a character that looked like Senator Armstrong to fill the Metal Gear quota for this video, but after cycling through different degrees of smashed tomatoes, I opted to shelve that idea and just picked a Khajiit instead. Unlike Skyrim, where playing as a Khajiit gives you a flat damage bonus to your unarmed attacks, in Oblivion, playing as one of the bipedal cats just has you start with an extra 10 points in hand-to-hand, as it's an actual skill in this game. Sure, it has an advantage over the other races, but not really mandatory if you want to punch everyone into an early grave. Hell, picking an orc may have been the better choice due to their berserk racial power. Regardless, I stick with the kitten and manage to come up with a character I'm proud of.
It's green.
Checking my skills and seeing what I have to work with, and for now I have a hand-to-hand skill of 15, meaning I do a whopping 1 damage with each punch. While this isn't ideal, after I get to meet my class, this will go up substantially. I hope. After getting berated by the most racist elf around, I get to meeting Professor X and his bodyguards before just being allowed to walk out of my cell via the secret exit. Here's hoping we aren't a mass murderer, otherwise the Emperor has made one of the biggest mistakes of his life. Hurrying ahead, and I managed to actually get some wise words from one of the assassins.
I might swim more if it weren't for the slaughterfish, sharp teeth, and some carry disease.
After that insightful information, I begin to beat the man to a pulp. It's actually a good way to find out how effective punching can be. A bonus to using your fist is that you'll never recoil if you hit an opponent's block, so therefore, in most scenarios, I can just move out of the way and keep up the offensive, only having to back away if I see a big attack coming. The rats, zombies, and goblins hiding in the prison's walls are of little concern. Granted, this is still the tutorial, so I'm not expecting to get bodied while I'm here. To make sure I continue to only bloody my knuckles and nothing else, I also go against my better judgment and don't crush the goblins with a nearby log trap, which is a usual must for any new Oblivion adventure. With a few more goblins denied their life, I met back up with Picard and the crew before choosing my birthday. Nothing too exciting here, I just go with the warrior for the extra 10 points in both strength and endurance, as extra damage and health are always good to have. From here, things play out as normal. More punching, more dying, and the Mythic Dawn getting away with their little assassination attempt. That said, the man they picked for the job seemed to have second thoughts for a moment. Regardless, with the amulet in my pocket, it was time to pick my class and leave. Although not before Boris makes the dumbest assumption ever by somehow believing I'm an archer. While the ability to fire my hands off like rockets and attack people from range would be incredible, sadly that is not a feature, so I just create a rather standard class for this particular build. Just in case anyone is wondering, I am going with light over heavy armor, simply because I like the idea of retaining some speed while fighting, as dodging attacks is a lot better than trying to block a sword with your fist. First things first, after becoming a free cat, I head across the river to make short work of the nearby bandits. Not only because I am bloodthirsty, but they have a nearby skill book that just so happens to increase my hand-to-hand skill. Before I even think about tackling the main story and walking straight into hell, I need to better equip myself. So it was off to the marketplace to sell all the useless items I found in the sewers. I spent most of it on healing potions and repair hammers if you're curious, before heading to the arena. While I do plan to fight in the arena, as it's a great way to both increase skills and get gold early on, I first make a quick detour to steal the bands of Quang Lao from a nearby chest, as while they're equipped, I get an extra 20 points to hand. I then stand around for a moment and creepily watch the folks I just stole from, so that I may get another 5 points to my punching prowess, which allows me to level up and increase my strength. That combined with my 69 hand-to-hand now lets my fists do 5 points of damage with each swing. While that still sounds absolutely horrible, let's keep in mind that hand-to-hand combat is very fast in Oblivion, so despite the fact the base damage seems quite low, the amount of strikes I can get out in a short period of time allows the damage to build up quite quick. This is no more apparent in just how easy it is for me to win fights in the arena. Something I also haven't mentioned is that your fists drain your opponent's fatigue as well as their health, so that can lead to situations like this, where they kind of just collapse in on themselves while I wheel away on them. I managed to get my skill to 50 here, meaning I now have the chance to disarm people with a sidestep power attack. Making sure I get the absolute most out of my fists is of course my primary concern for the time being, so with a few wins under my belt I headed for Skingrad as the blacksmith there sells a special helmet that can increase my hand-to-hand. The helmet in question is the Helm of Ferocity, and I am nowhere even close to being able to afford it, as it is currently sitting at a ridiculous 10,600 gold, whereas I currently only have just over 1,000. Putting the arena on hold for now, as I know for a fact I won't get anywhere near close enough to that amount of money, I figure I can make a start in the main quest. First is handing Joffrey the Chaos Emerald, and then it's down to Kvatch, where after watching the sky crack open like an egg, I offer my assistance to the town's guard captain, and he politely tells me to go to hell. Literally. If I have learned anything from my time playing the Doom series, it's that demons and their spawn are rather squishy when it comes to being punched in the head. Sure enough, the same is true here. Granted, I am level 2, so all I have to contend with are stunted scamps and the odd Dremor whose armour may as well be made from hopes and dreams. Not pretending like they still don't hurt me, it's just that using the wait function after every combat encounter here was more than enough to get past every fight, as waiting heals you back up to full health. Some of the Dremor began to give me the runaround as I ascended the tower. This one especially was just not having it and decided to just book it away from me as fast as he could. Sadly for him, I am rather persistent when it comes to hunting down people who don't want to fight. Just watch one of my many massacres in New Vegas if you want some proof. Anyway, the last couple of enemies guarding the Sigil Stone were of no trouble. I was even fortunate enough to get some assistance as one of the mages blasted his buddy in the back, softening him up for the kill. I thanked him with some blunt force trauma, and then grabbed the sigil stone. I will not be safe scumming the stones, by the way, in hopes of getting a worthwhile enchantment. Instead, I will just take what I get on my first go. For anyone curious, this one is for frost resistance on armor or frost damage on a weapon, so nothing exciting unfortunately. Reporting my success to the captain, and it's time to save the city. To spice things up a bit, the Daedra now have access to xenomorphs that have been crossed with triceratopses. And just like the xenomorphs, standing too close to them when they take damage also hurts you, as I'm guessing they also have acid blood. Usually, you would just counteract this by using magic or a bow, but despite Boris's intentions earlier, I will not be using those. For now, it's nothing I can't handle, thanks to some healing potions, as well as the small army that is currently at my beck and call. I then pay my respects to St. Jib for all the times he greeted me in Morrowind, before continuing into the chapel to drop the big bombshell on Martin. With Martin convinced to tag along, I can by all rights just leave Kvatch now and press on with the main story, but I figured that while I'm here, I may as well help for the skill gains if nothing else. There isn't much point going over the rest of Kvatch's segment in detail, as with Martin by my side, along with the entire guard company and some Imperial Legion soldiers, we were able to swiftly cut a path through the last of the Daedra. Martin's that guy who says he'll play healer but ends up getting bored and transitions into a DPS class instead. With many a dead